All right, so I assume you have read this problem. Normally, when you have Venn diagrams, you find out how many items or entities are being discussed in this. In this case, you have three, and then you label your problem. So, for instance, this one right here is for real estate. So that's one, and then you have bank interest. So I'm just gonna call it I, and then the last one is are shares, and that's gonna be S. All right. So normally, when you have something like this, you need to understand what each part represents. Like for instance, this area right here, the plain yellow, not the whole circle, but just the plain yellow. That means those are just plain real estate area. This blue right here just shares. The pink one, those are just interest or bank interest values. Now, um, okay, so now this middle area right here, this whole area right here, that would be where all three has a number on it. Like basically the numbers in that area involves real estate interest and shares. Now, in the same manner, this area right here, which is like the combination between the yellow and the blue, including that middle area, this whole area right here would be real estate and shares. All right. So when you fill up Venn diagram, you always start with the one that says all three are all. This is the number for all three. Like for instance, in here you have 110. Use all three methods. So that 110 will go in here. Okay, that's 110. Okay, just that middle area right there. Next, it says 45 only invest through bank interest. So only bank interest 45. So that would be just this area right here, the plain 45. I mean the plain pink. So that's done. Next, you have 205 invest through shares and bank interest. So shares and bank interest, that is this area right here, right? The combination between the pink and the blue, but you already have 110. So you need to subtract that 110 from 205 because that should be total 205. So now let's do that. Okay, so that would be 205 minus 110. So therefore you have 95 here in this purple area. So that means 95 plus 110. That should be that should total to 205. All right, next is 240 invest in shares in real estate. So shares in real estate, the same idea between the yellow and the blue, but you already have 110. So 240 minus 110. So you have 230. Is that right? No, that's 130. Okay, I can't even subtract. Okay, so that's 130. Okay, so the idea here is just make sure if this is just between the two, then everything in this area right here, which is a combination between the two, totals that. All right, next. So that's done. So you have four numbers down. Now 385 would not invest in shares. So not invest in shares. So remember this blue area here, this whole circle are all shares, right? So if you have 345 not invest in shares, that would be this area, and that area. So therefore, you need to add those three numbers, but you only have one number given, so you can't really find the other two. Like you need to have at least two known values. So we're gonna go back to this later. Okay. Next is 500 would not invest in bank shares, bank interest. So bank interest, not invest, so that would be this, that, and that. Again, you only have one number. So we can't really use that value at this point for now. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this. Next is 320 not would not buy real estate. So real estate. Okay, so real estate is the yellow. Anything that's not yellow, so that would be this, that, and that. Well, you already have two things that are known. So therefore, you can find out this plain blue number right here. So you're going to do 45, okay, 45 plus 95. So that would be 140. So therefore, if that's 140, but they have to total 380. So therefore, 385 minus 140. So that means that would minus 140, that would be 245, right? So that means this area right here, this part, the plain blue is gonna just be 245. Okay. So now this is good. Now we can slowly go back. Let's go back to the 500, which is equal to 500 bank interest. So that would be not bank interest, meaning not pink, anything not pink. So this one right here, that one right there, and that one right there. So all you got to do is add 130, 130 plus 245. Okay, so that would be 375. So that's 375 for this too. So therefore, to make it 500, then you have to do 125 here, meaning 500 minus this 375. Okay, so now that's good. Now we go back to 385, which is not invest in shares, so not blue. So therefore, we just need to find this area right here because the not blue is 125 plus x plus 45. So you add 125 plus 45, okay, 170. And then 385 minus 170, that would be equal to 215. So therefore, that x area right there is, this x area right there is 215. Oops. All right. So I hope this helps.